The rail trail is officially open.
Yay!
Thank you very much.
Discussion group on Facebook and it just took off.
It's an easy cycle track to do. It's nearly flat.
Shaded track all the way, you can hit it any time, summer, winter, it's absolutely beautiful.
1896 the original line was built. Because it was fairly flat, easy construction, they were through in a matter of months. It became enormously popular to the point where preachers would get up to the pulpit on a Sunday morning and make very bad comments because their Sunday morning congregations were now going down to the beach. By 1993, the line closed completely. This place just became abandoned. There was grass 6 feet high, and I can remember going through here when the bug was first looking at it, and you wondered how on earth you could ever do anything with it. And then in the 2000s, the infrastructure was finally lifted here, but by then, because of the advocacy, the bridges were kept, which was important because those bridges are a marvellous heritage item. And now that we've bypassed them as we have, you can see how they're built, which is in today's world quite unique. In 2020, 3 keen cyclists who knew the area well finally decided perhaps we should enlist a bit of public support. So we created the Mary2Bay Rail Trail discussion group on Facebook and it just took off. I think now it's like 3,500 people. From that, Fraser Coast Bug resumed discussions again with the council and 2021 finally secured a licence, Transport and Main Roads. Fraser Coast Council gave funding, TMR gave funding, which then enabled this corridor, which was just a jungle, saplings that you couldn't cut down with an axe, grass 6 feet high, big piles of gravel and burnt sleepers. 2 or 3 days, a dozer had cleared the lot and we had a rideable corridor.
This trail is very special in that it links the 2 cities, Hervey Bay with Maryborough, which is a heritage city and very interesting. It's just lovely to sort of ride around there. It's so much less busy than Hervey Bay. There's lots of unknowns there that most people cruising through the town wouldn't realise. You've got the beautiful Portside precinct on the Mary River there, lots of historical buildings around there. The story bank, the Mary Poppins story, had P.L. Travers born in Maryborough for the bank manager father. That whole story is there, it's well worth a book. And the town hall, where the information centre is, so that's a must do. And the Faye Smith wetlands, which the wetlands a little bit out of town, easily done on a bike. And Hervey Bay is completely different. It's different historically, and of course the historical attraction is the pier, so a trip to the pier is a must. And of course on the way you would pass the Depot Cafe. There's lots of coffee spots to stop off at and enjoy a break, and there are lots of accommodations in both towns. It's accessible from many points, Pigford Lane, Walligan Siding, Takura Siding and Churchill Mines Trailhead as well. This particular section also has 17 kilometres of sealed surface. After that it's a flat gravel surface with a very good surface.
Is there much bird life out there?
Oh, bird life is so special. No crows, no magpies, and so many individual species that are peculiar to this area. Bird watchers are ecstatic about them.
What's your thoughts on how this rail trail could develop in the future?
The primary one at the moment is the Colliery Walk, bringing in Dunstan, Globe and Churchill Mine. That's around about a 6 kilometre walk, and it's in one of the primary flora sections of the trail. I'm particularly like to see our own publications around what flowers in here. Everyone can see the showy flowers. It takes a fair bit of skill to find the minute ones that hide in the grass. But the showy flowers are very easy, and there's heaps of them. Now we do have plans to develop further walking loops, bringing in other mines and flower sections that come along during different times of the year. There are also plans on developing riding loops around the 100 or so square kilometres of this unallocated land. I'd like to see the development of a trail through to Torbanlea, because that's something that we can ride now, and the bush tracks exist, so that's a very easy one to develop. The main user groups here will always primarily be the cyclists. Then you would probably have the walkers, the joggers and the horse riders. Because there aren't any real hills in here, I'd like to encourage families to bring their children out here, because it's an easy cycle track to do. It's nearly flat. You've got a couple of little hills coming out of the creeks, but they're nothing that you can't get off and push your bike up for a young rider. So it's quite open to all ages, and the track will only get better. Because I come from the art world, I can actually generate interest in plein air and get people out here to actually do botanical drawings. I've got a little bit of a passion in the cartoon world. I like drawing smiley faces on rocks. And I've turned them into a collectible item for the rail trail. I call them Happy Trail Tribe people, and I just place them out. People can find them, keep them, rehide them, do whatever they want with them. But it'd be really nice for someone to post a picture of what they find. The only other thing in the art world that I'm trying to develop is a sequential run of very cartoonish-like drawings of the railway stations that used to be along here.
It's pretty much bush, which is also very special. It's lovely to have the shaded track all the way. You can hit it any time, summer, winter. It's absolutely beautiful. It's just bush and peaceful.